Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Please take your seats so we can get class started. Today, we are continuing our lecture series on the Keepers as the real twists and turns of our tale approach. If you recall, we last left Virgil and Jacques conducting their investigation of Amanita Town, attempting to discern what awful beast had been attacking the settlement, what they were after, and the best way to stop them. Whether it was a shocking revelation or a grim reminder, seeing the destruction left behind by these creatures was unsettling, to say the least. After doing a large amount of evidence gathering and obtaining answers to some of their most urgent questions, our young initiates are heading into the next phase of their mission, developing a plan of attack. What last-minute information can Virgil and Jacques get to help them achieve their goal? How will they even attempt to deal with creatures that seem so far out of their league? And will Team Catapult get the street cred they so desperately long for? Let's find out in our latest installment, No Mistake.
So, Team Catapult, you have left Nima's farm and you are now heading to the residential area of the town to see if you can gather some more information about these terrible beasties.
Yeah, I'm going to look out for Pokemon on the way, specifically witnesses.
As y'all are heading that way back into town, it's not very far from Nima's farm to the sort of residential area. It's right there on that same side, over there on the eastern side of town. So you're heading over that way. But go ahead, and if you are looking for Pokemon / witnesses, go ahead and give me a... Well, how are you going about it? Are you trying to track one down, or just keep an eye out?
I think
I will also be helping.
maybe it's a psychic thing, where it's I'm not in the woods, I'm not in wilderness, I'm not in my usual ranger zone.
Your favored terrain.
My favorite terrain. I'm in a settlements,
yeah.
And the ecosystem is unknown to me. So I think he's just sort of casting around and keeping an open mind, not to go all soul knife or whatever. But I think he's
I throw my brain knife into the Pikachu and then catch it.
I think that would be
Limp Biscuit.
Well, that's Psycho Cut. That's the move Psycho Cut.
Oh, cool.
Psychic type.
The Gallade special. No, so let's give me... I feel like that's a perception. That feels like it's in the realm of
Can
perception.
I help?
Yeah, I
Just
think
by
so.
looking around normally?
Yeah, you can assist.
Okay.
You're not looking around with your brainwaves?
No, I'm looking around with my eyes.
So 9 or 7. So that's going to be a 9 plus 2, 11.
11.
I should have looked around on my own.
I should have mental stated.
I think that I did mention this before, and I think that it comes into play now, that with just an 11, you saw that one Skorupi earlier, that perhaps if you tried to track it down, maybe you could. But outside of that, there are specifically not a lot of wild Pokemon around the town, as is.
I was imagining like a local tomcat or whatever, but with my 11, I do not see, I would imagine, a local tomcat.
Yeah, right. There might be perhaps a bloody spot on the ground where a local tomcat might have been at one point.
Ooh, boy. There's blood in this universe.
There's just a mess in an alley somewhere. But there's not
It's
a-
anime. There's blood in it.
Yeah.
So Jacques might keep an eye out for that opportunity, but otherwise...
There was already blood in this universe. You got gored.
That's true. And poison.
Come on.
Yeah, and I wiped it on my own face.
Got mauled by a big
there was
cat.
a whole
Got bit by a big snake.
there was a whole tribal thing that happened.
There was an entire awakening of blood and death. With that, I think Jacques is just going to walk with Virgil, unless you have an idea, towards the retail or residential district.
Not the retail district.
Nope.
What could that be a lingering moment from?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Don't know.
r/retail.
This is what it is.
Don't start talking about zoning.
Nope. Unless I'm zoning in, man.
But so I think that you do looking around, see that there is a sort of mess in an alley where it looks like something sort of went down. I'll give you that with so you don't just not get anything.
I specifically do not tell Virgil about it. I poke my head and I'm like, nope, and keep walking.
This town's pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go past some boarded windows and really scratched up walls of these adobe buildings.
This is actually affecting Jake Wees. Whatever cool and composure he might have had walking in,
He's
is
probably
starting...
feeding off just my normal energy as well. I'm really sad I just turned into Morty as a character, but I kind of love it as well.
I think I have Chev out, and he's like,
No, I think Chev is still probably riding that high from earlier with the birds.
You're from being a barbarian.
Yeah, he's feeling himself still.
yeah, I got to bring some of that Chev energy into my life.
Just along the way, can I just continue to try and inspect the damage that's been done to the town?
So you did look a little bit early on, but then I think that just as you continue to look, just using your same check from earlier, since I said you could kind of follow up on it,
I'll make a new one.
you can make another investigation just as you're looking around, just to see.
Sashimi. It's a 15 plus 8.
So 23?
Yep.
So
Which I actually think is what it was earlier. It was like close to that.
Close to. Obviously, it's kind of hard to see tracks or anything because a day of people living in the town has happened since.
Especially a crossroads town.
Correct.
And sand.
There has been a good amount of foot traffic, and there is sand and everything.
Is it windy? You probably described it and I've just forgotten it. But is it like a rocky desert sort of vibe, or is it like sandy desert?
We are getting into sand.
Okay, cool.
We talking like Adobe, kind of like New Mexico, kind of.
Yeah, I did say when y'all came in that there was kind of like Adobe, there's some wood.
There's some wood.
Adobe Performance, yeah.
Yeah. The whole Adobe suite.
There's so many PDFs here.
Just a lot.
Powerful, dynamic.
Why do I have to subscribe to open up
Pokemon.
a document?
I can only save your
going down.
town after a subscription.
This is a villager's rant.
Moving forward.
So sorry.
I'd go much more in depth on the Adobe rant if it were the other one and not this one.
I saw you self-edit, and I applaud you.
Way to check down. Well
Thank you.
done. Way to audible out of that.
I'll save it for next time we record Villagers. It is getting into more sandy terrain. As you have gone, you're getting into like full kind of desert mode.
Yeah.
Where there are still some rocks and stuff, but you're getting into sand and everything.
My brain was like imagining like a Texas where it's like like
still like dirt.
still like
and-
dirt, just like hard
ranch and stuff.
dry dirt, but
Right.
like now I'm in the right like same imagination space.
Yeah, it's like transitioning from like the Texas to more of like a
Yeah.
New Mexico kind of thing. Yeah. As you're looking around, then it's not as much tracks and stuff, but more sort of identifying the damage,
The damage,
and
yeah.
everything.
That's what I'm more interested in. Anyway.
It does. You do see more of like. It seems like there is a pattern of like. Whatever this is, these creatures, it seems like they have come from the desert, wherever it was. There seems to be more damage on the way into town from here. And then as you get further into
so
town,
where we're coming back into the town is more damaged on the way from the farm.
right, like in the area near the farm and in that kind of zone, like it's more damage, and then as you go further into town and everything, it gets less.
It becomes
damaged.
less and less as they stopped entering into the town.
Correct. It seems as though these things have like struck where they can in order to find whatever it is that they are on the hunt for, and then if they have that, they'll go.
Motivation seems like food, and we're just in the path of the destruction as they sought it out.
Yeah. Granted, there is also damage like on the north side of town and everything, in like where you guys came in and everything. It is just less so as opposed to right here.
The central spot.
Especially considering that this side is also like residential area and everything, you see that a bunch of these houses do seem to have some more damage. And you imagine that Jalal has probably been pretty busy in this area as well as, he and his Machop.
Guys, we did it. We're playing Witcher Pokemon.
I know.
That was kind of the thing from the beginning, and
Yeah.
then just even more so.
Yeah.
Once you made Geralt the Eevee.
Is there any residue left behind in some of the damage, or like I think Virgil and Andrew are both in this moment trying to figure out what these things do.
Movesets.
Like more than like, I mean, if it's all crushing, that's fine. Like if it's all just like
No, I
this
hear what you're
building's
saying.
caved
Slash
in,
cut.
but is there like a viscous fluid or like
Is there some glass where the sand was blasted by fire?
yeah is like burnt scorch marks, yeah.
I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
Is there glass in the sand from electricity?
I think that with your 23, you do find that there is a faint bit of residue in like the more stinger sort of things look to be.
Okay. Puncture holes.
Yeah, puncture holes and things. I think that in those you do find a sort of purpley, sort of acrid residue.
And that would be associated with the
Skorupi.
It would be associated with the Skorupi, correct? The evolved form of whatever that means.
So you see fluid on markings from both of them.
Okay.
But I will give you, because it was quite a high roll, and now that I know kind of specifically what you're looking for, and it's coupled with the one from earlier, even though Jake Leese tries to like steer you away from it a little bit, that you do note in maybe like the alley where there's a bit of a mess, you do see like some faint scorch marks, like against the wall.
Fascinating. Don't
like fire.
A little bit. Not like a flamethrower amount of fire, but like
a little bit of fire.
But a little bit of fire.
I was not.
Put his body in between.
What is in the alley? Is it a dead cat? Is that what we just said?
No. I mean, there's not a body.
There's just like a blood.
There's just like signs of a struggle.
There's some splurt.
I think I probably go past you and don't recognize the signs of struggle, but just look at like the burns. I'm like, burns.
There's like a crime scene happening,
And I'm
at
like
your
looking
feet.
up
You're
at the
looking up
burns.
Yeah. That's why my hands are up, because I was saying you should look up.
Did we think fire?
Wait, what?
It looks like fire, unless something tried to fight it with fire.
Fire.
Yeah.
So,
But I don't know. That could just be a move.
A move. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It might not be what it actually is. But there's hints of scorch marks. So it's like fire.
It is like, yeah, it's got kind
like
of like
charcoal.
a smoky kind of, yeah.
Okay. There's like hints of fire, but there's also like some poison in the puncture holes.
Oh, I knew I could smell it. It smells like when God saved me. I mean, Arthur saved me. With the poison. There's a viper.
Oh, yeah.
It smells like, like that kind of...
Yes, because you told me about that, yes?
In non-episodic rambling detail.
Love it.
Yeah.
Can I tell if one of the things has left the scorch marks, or is it just like in this chaos, it's like it could be either?
It looks like whichever creature was more like ground bound, like how the one climbs up and everything.
Because that's the only
glides, but
that's
then
the only
there's other one
difference that we kind of have a thought process of is like
there's one on the ground.
There's a ground one, and there is something that can move in through the air.
Yeah.
Correct.
I don't want to say flying because I don't know if it's that type.
Right, but can move through the air.
Yeah.
So as you're looking at it, this seems to be that it was a struggle with the one that is ground-based specifically.
Okay.
Because you can tell from the sort of like puncture marks and the signs of the struggle. And also just like size, it seems like the one that hangs out on the ground is a little bigger than the one that can move in the air, allegedly.
Okay.
So you gather that it's that one that was in this struggle, but I think it's kind of hard to tell, like, if it specifically, if the fire was from it or from the other thing. You're not quite sure.
Cool. Cool.
Good catch, though. Fire. I was not expecting.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna walk away and not have seen the. I'm just gonna be like, yeah,
Not
and like
see the
walk
crime
out.
scene. You go back,
And I'll leave
Jake
Jake with his grisly experience.
I scoot some dirt on it and leave. Rip.
Chev just looks at the crime scene and says,
Yeah.
Evie.
Yeah, insectoid. I know.
Evie.
We're clearly dealing with a vampire.
A Kikimora.
Thank you. That's what I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember Kikimoras.
And then I progress the plot.
I think that as you were looking around, you're probably in the residential area already. So how are you going about trying to find Elkie? Are you just like knocking on doors? Like,
Hey, Elkie!
Hail and well met, everyone. And I'll knock on doors. We have no reason to not.
just go ahead and give me
Other than utter shyness, which I think I'm more concerned about our lives at this point.
Yeah, there's like a terror in Jakey's throat.
Tell you what, each of you make a check. You decide who does what, but give me investigation and persuasion. One of you roll each of those.
I'll happily take investigation.
I guess I'm doing persuasion.
I mean, what do you want?
That's fine by me.
You talk to people. I'll investigate.
Yeah. 14.
Hey, 14's not bad.
It's not bad.
20.
20. Okay, I think
That's my skill, baby.
you are a skill baby. you knock around on some doors a little bit, and after a couple houses, you were pointed in the direction of Elke's place. You see that in front of this home, that there are some great pots, just some beautiful pottery. One is like smashed though. Like she's got a couple that are on the front porch, and then there was one that was over on the side that had like some sort of.
Well, that's a shame.
Bombs, arrows,
large succulent. Yeah,
rupees.
well, there were rupees in it. You see that somebody smashed it and pulled the rupees out. Apparently,
It took me until you said rupees to understand where we were going. You're like bombs, arrows. I was like, what the hell is happening?
Knock, knock, knock. Are you registered to vote?
Stop. Mayor Isabel is really interested in your vote.
Pandora is Isabel. Knock, knock, knock.
we can't do this.
We gotta stop. We gotta focus in. Whoosh.
So you knock on the door. Andrew, just describe Elke as she.
I feel like I had the last two. I feel like
did
this
you?
is Joe.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. You are the one who's talking to people. So,
Dude, she is entirely Jake Weeze's steez.
Mm-hmm.
She is
She's-
an Arizona living, like jade store owner.
You mean turquoise?
Turquoise
Yeah, the
and
turquoise,
jade
yeah.
and turquoise and pottery. There's a very earthy smell.
yeah,
that,
like a faint sort of incense kind of vibe.
emanates from the house.
Yeah.
She just smells like Earthbound.
Yeah.
You just walk in and you're like, oh, this is Earthbound.
I'm
Nice.
thinking
I'm in a mall.
shawls, you know? Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. So this woman opens the door. She says, "Good evening. Who are you?"
Hail and well met.
Helen, well met.
I'm Jake Weeze.
I'm Virgil.
We're here to help with the man-eating beasts, and we wanted to know if you had any information that could help our investigation.
We're with the keepers. We're keepers.
Yeah, I'm a keeper. Virgil's a keeper. We're keepers.
We're keepers.
You're here about the beasts.
Yes.
Yeah.
She like looks around outside as it's now like fully dark. She's like, "Come in. It's not safe to be
okay.
outside."
Oh, no, I mean, we're probably going to... Okay.
Well, I'd feel more comfortable.
I'm going in.
So you go inside, and it's very much
Doomsday
even more
prepper.
so than upon first glance from the outside. But like you come in
Turquoisey.
super
Just
earthbound.
a wall
vibes.
of cans of green beans and baked beans, doomsday prepper, a whole wall of guns.
What?
What?
I love your crystals.
Oh, thank you. I do a lot of crystal trading.
Can I look at the crystals?
Sure.
Kinoko range salt lamp.
That's a 16 plus 8. That's a 24. I just want to look in the crystals.
Okay.
Investigation
Do you
is what I
forge
used.
your own death in the future.
Nope. I'm just interested in crystals.
So you
Is this game breaking?
you immediately look at some of the crystals. What'd you say? Was it 24?
It was a 24.
You actually look at the crystals, and you note that some of them, whether or not she knows this, there are a couple of crystals that have some interesting qualities to them. So she says,
I need one specifically.
Wait, what? This is a thing?
She says,
Elemental stones.
Oh my god.
I've gotten some, different traders come in, and so I buy and sell a little bit. So there are some of these that have these lovely sort of, we got blue and yellow and things like that here. Then there's also this one. This was actually from a, let's see, I gotta remember the freaking.
I feel like I'm metagaming too bad. I feel really guilty about this right now.
Why?
Just
No,
being
I mean-
honest.
Why? We're here.
Because I, Andrew, am like, Arcanine.
Oh, I see.
I'm like, I didn't know how long it would take to find stones in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were like, there's crystals. And I was like,
Yeah, they only cost 30,000 pokey.
yeah, no, there's no way. I'm just like, I need to know where one is.
I hear you. But she said,
I don't even know that this is going to be that, but I'm just like, had a hyperventilating moment when you said crystals.
But she says, so some of these actually came from the Tremella tunnels, and she points out some that have like some primary colors, and she says, this one, there was actually a mining outfit over that was based out of Chaga Town that got some of these with a 24.
Can I ask one question real fast before you tell me what I get with my 24? Mm-hmm. Did Chaga Town have an issue with a mayor recently?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
Good to know.
Why do you ask?
But we heard there was like a missing mayor somewhere in the world, but we don't know where.
Oh.
And I feel like we could maybe help with that. But
It seems like a side quest that we'll come across at some
That
point.
you'll come to eventually?
I'm trying to find this really nondescript Skyrim quest that just says, hey, find it.
I see. Well, anyway, so this one is from the mining outfit that was based out of Chaga Town. I haven't heard anything from them recently, though. But with the 24, you do see that this particular crystal is actually a shard.
Oh, a level like a rock candy.
Yes.
Ooh, fascinating.
Like a big one or a small one?
It's like medium-sized.
Okay, oof.
It's like fashioned into a piece of jewelry. It seems as though like she is just looking at it as a crystal rather than
A salt lick.
That could be
That makes
huge
your
for
Pokemon.
tonight. That could be huge for tonight.
It could. Well, for the absolutely beautiful crystals, rocks, and incense burners, I think
It
that
smells real pretty in here.
I'm.
you.
My chakras are opening right now. That
I don't know what that
he doesn't
means.
know what chakras are. Never mind. Cut that. Don't cut that. Cut that.
I'm not going to now.
We're here to interview you. And do you know anything about specifically the wagon where the beasts were? What was it? First sighted? We're just trying to.
Or also the beasts. Like
Yeah.
if you've seen the beasts and you kind of know what they do, that's also information. But also we were wanting to ask
Yeah.
about the wagon
Any information you could help us piece together would be really helpful.
before the witching hour of 12,
Yes,
because that feels like
the most narrative hour.
the most narrative hour,
You know, it does sort of seem like it would be the most narrative hour.
but it might not be.
But I haven't seen the beasts myself. I've heard them. I've heard them very close by when I've been hunkered down over the past couple of nights.
Did they
Wouldn't-
say anything? Did they say their names?
Did they say it was just more of sort of a terrible roaring and clawing and occasionally the sound of chewing and ripping and tearing.
Oh,
Yeah. There was like a rat-a-tat that usually like sort of ate some of the garbage outside of, in the alleys, and I haven't seen him lately. I
Little
don't
King
know.
Trashmouth?
Yeah, Little King Trashmouth. How'd you know? I haven't seen El Diablo either.
Diablo, no. Big Mama Pudding Snatcher? These are all raccoons in Bob's Burgers, Joe.
Oh, Little King Trashmouth.
Sorry for my random Bob's Burger trivia.
No, I mean I was going for Little King Trashmouth.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
well, Ripperoonie.
Rip Little King Trashmouth.
Well, maybe he's just lost.
Well, let's hope so.
Yes, as Jake Weeze looks into the corner of the room.
But she says, I haven't seen, but I've heard, obviously, and my house has been damaged. But I did find the cart that was on the road coming into town. I think I said Route 15 from Chanterelle. Yeah, that was the one. But I did find the remains of...
Yep, that's what you said.
I just had to confirm for myself. But I did find the cart that had been destroyed. What were you wanting to know about it, or...
Any of your impressions? Well, since we're coming to it, third hand, we're trying to figure out anything that could possibly. Honestly, I have an interest in why. Why did they attack the cart? Was there any clear indication of what was on it, or who was carrying it, or was it just a wreck by the time you found it?
I see. I'm going to make a retroactive survival check for Elkie to see what she could piece together for herself at the scene of the crime. Okay, Elkie. So I came upon it, and a lot of the damage seemed as though it was very similar to what we had dealt with out here. It was near a sort of a rocky outcropping. I looked around some, and it looked like they had come from the desert sort of region.
To Death Cap.
Yes, into Death Cap. Maybe they were going to try coming into town a different way, and they just happened upon whoever this person was on the road.
Yeah.
The cart was pretty wrecked, and I didn't find whoever's cart it was or whatever might have been pulling the cart.
It carried off a pack animal?
Perhaps.
Or the pack animal got away.
Let's hope.
But as I was looking around, there wasn't really much recoverable merchandise, but there were just pieces on the ground of whatever there might have been. But the pieces looked similar to this, and she points to the sort of like necklace thing.
They're power leveling.
This came from Chaga Town, right?
No, this was coming from Chanterelle. It was on Route 15.
So separate, but a similarity with regards to the actual this thing.
Yeah, from what I've heard, this particular sort of crystal, I mean, there's a couple of places where I've heard of, maybe people have mined some or have uncovered some.
I have one more question.
Please?
And Virgil, I don't know if you're thinking along the same lines. Is there any reason known to you at all? Any? No, it doesn't matter whether it's aesthetic, cultural, or for some sort of resource. Is there any reason to go into the desert?
Any reason to go into the
to
desert?
go straight into the Death Cab Desert?
Well, I think that from what I heard, the mine that was based out of Chagatown. The mine itself was in Death Cap somewhere. That's what I thought.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's really the only thing that I know of is that the mine, it was an outfit from Chagatown, but they had,
it's in the desert.
I think that they started with gold or some sort of other, gems or what have you. But
we all know minerals.
Yeah, we all know what minerals are.
Yes, we do.
I simply do not.
I know what minerals are. I love minerals. Let's talk about minerals. Let's spend 30 minutes of this podcast talking about minerals. Aluminium.
But then,
that's an element.
More recently, they had some of these sort of pieces that they were starting to sell.
Fascinating. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Is there anything else I can do for you? Or
Miss Elke?
Yes.
And I look real cute. Woo. Because I'm 12. I'm adorable. I'm a cinnamon roll. It's established. It's canon. I don't know if Jaques is thinking what I'm thinking.
He is.
I think they may be. I think they may be looking for things like that. Like your little crystal there.
Oh, all right.
I don't know what you were hoping to get by selling it, or if you were just collecting it. But is there any way we could take it so that they don't come after you potentially?
Wait, why would they become? It's just a crystal. Why would they?
It's definitely not just a crystal. I'll explain. Can I see it for a second?
Of course, sure.
So I take it and like fiddle with it. You see how it's kind of like rock candy?
Oh,
Chev is super in. He's like, gimme.
Yeah. Eevee. This helps evolve Pokemon.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think they're actually maybe looking for this in the town. How long have you had this? It was since the cart, right?
Yeah. Well, I didn't find that one. I got that from a merchant from Chagatown.
Was it before or after the attack started?
It was maybe a couple days before that I got that specifically.
Virgil, you're a genius.
I think they might be looking for it, especially if they attack the whole cart for more things like it, because this makes them stronger.
Oh, wait. Well, I'm sorry. I'm not a Pokemon trainer, so what?
You can feed these like little treats to Pokemon. It's really cute if the
Okay.
Pokemon's cute. It makes them get stronger and more powerful. And so like if these two things attacked a whole cart of it, it also may have been from where they were from. And if these people are disturbing their natural habitat by mining it, they might be trying to take it back. And they may not even be eating it. They may just be like trying to recapture it. But I'm worried that you're potentially in harm's way with this in your house. So I'd happily pay you 50 Poke so that you don't lose everything. I don't know what you spent on it.
What would retail be?
I'm 12 and I don't have a lot.
Hey, hold on. I just realized that stuck between my
I'm
sweaty...
trying to make a persuasion check. Stop pulling your money out.
Oh, God. Sorry. I wasn't picking up on it. Well,
Andrew am. Virgil's not, but Andrew is. I'm going to keep pulling that card. I don't care. He's 12. I'm like 28.
Yeah, cut that, cut. Not really, but cut. Not really, but do it.
What the retail would be for it?
I believe that's what Jaques asked. I didn't ask that, but I think I actually did early on. But it's okay.
I don't know that either of us actually knew what it was or what I did, so I only paid like 500 for it. I just thought it was a nice trinket.
I can give you 50. But I don't want you to get attacked.
I think she's gonna make an insight check just to make sure she's not being scammed right now. Of like, this is a magical shard that makes Pokemon.
I will tell you,
it sounds outlandish.
Virgil is in no way trying to scam her.
Oh, I know you're not.
Andrew, maybe a little.
You're trying
bit.
to preserve my Poke.
I'm trying to scare her a little bit.
Okay, let's see here.
Andrew is. Virgil is not. Virgil's just trying to present truth.
500 is not going to make or break. I mean, if you have any amount that you would want to give to even it out, that's fine. But if this is something that whatever these beasts are trying to find and eat or what have you, I mean, there's already been enough damage to my house, and if they're coming back, if this is something that these things are looking for, I really don't want any part of that.
Jaques pulls out his wallet and says, "Yeah, I think I have zero. Wait a second." And he shakes Chev and pulls out
Brava.
450 Poke. I know you were trying to be like efficient, but Jaques would do it.
Listen, Virgil is happy that you're doing it.
Yeah.
Andrew just wanted you to be able to save your money.
Oh my God, 500. We got 500.
Oh, well.
Yeah, and here's my I have nothing now. I'm a pauper.
Fine, take it.
But now you don't have any losses.
That's perfectly fine with me. Like I said, around that cart, there were some other little tiny pieces that seemed like they were just left over. This sort of all makes a lot more sense now. So I don't want it, but thank you.
Okay. Well, you seem like a very competent and good person.
Yeah.
And remember who came by your house?
The keepers.
The keepers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Specifically our unit.
Us too.
Which might have a name in the future.
The C unit.
C unit. Cool guys is what we are. There's not a name yet.
Certainly not.
Well, all right. I will remember that
Team C.
Virgil and Jacques came by.
Yeah. And thank you. I hope to peruse your custom at a time when we're not being threatened.
Yes. Well, if you boys are here to stop this, we are happy to have the help. I really don't know how or why you do what you do, but thanks. But if you...
To help Pokemon.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I just had that realization. And people.
I mean, the help is awesome. I'm talking about more of the putting yourselves in, like, actively going after things like these creatures, which terrify me personally, but you do you.
Well, I'm 12, so I have plot armor.
Fair.
And I just realized that my fear isn't about my own death. It's about the dissolution or harm that might come to others by my inaction.
Oh, well, that's perfect then.
It actually works really well.
We're a very dangerous team.
Well, if you boys are still around tomorrow, then by all means come by my shop and, we can talk some more. I've got plenty more merchandise.
Is she the one that has the, like, kitschy shop in the district?
She's got, like, the pots and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And then her home is just very earthbound.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Before we leave, because I feel like we're on our way out.
Yeah.
Those crystals that are kind of like primary colors, what are they?
Oh, those. Now, I do actually know what those do.
Yeah.
So those...
Ellie's ear itches.
It's a good dog.
And she's a good girl.
Very cute.
She, like, looks over and Chev is
Ellie
like,
attracted?
creeping towards some other stuff. He's like,
No thieving unless I okay it.
Is Ellie particularly drawn to any of these crystals? These crystals?
She's drawn to more of a red one.
Okay.
Obviously, mostly, these are very stylish and rare items. These did come from the Tremella tunnels.
Okay. I just don't think I've ever seen anything like them.
Oh, well, I do know that they have certain qualities to them where a lot of people, especially, folks passing through, just, really care about the style. And so they'll spend some more money on a nice piece like this.
Fashion.
But they do it for the fashion. But I do know that some of these do have qualities that affect certain Pokemon. I have not messed with that because, again, I'm not a Pokemon trainer, but I am aware that is what they are supposed to do. Fascinating.
Chev is completely uninterested in any of them and, in fact, has a dark look in his eye as he stalks around.
He specifically looks at ones that are the three primary colors and goes, Eevee, I hate these.
I'm not going to be original 150.
No,
I refuse.
I'm at least Gen 2, baby.
Can I tell that Ellie's interested in one of them?
Yeah, there's one that seems to have like a sort of almost
a heat
to it, a flame captured in the candlelight.
Do you see me pulling this out of him? Because I need it.
I told you there were merchants and stuff
No,
here, baby.
I know. I'm excited. As I said before, Virgil will remember that.
Well, I think we're going to go figure out our battle plan, but thank you for all of your help.
No, yeah, thank you. This has been hugely informative.
Incredibly so.
Now if we could just figure out what type these things are, we might not die. But if you don't see us tomorrow, and I walk out.
Then we did our best.
And you walk out.
Thanks, Elkie.
Be safe, don't die.
I can't. I have plot armor. I'm 12.
We'll all die at some point.
Oh my God.
And that's kind of okay.
Hello Hello, friends. Jonah here to say thank you for listening to this episode of Kinoko Origins. We are so happy to be back. We missed you all. We imagine most of y'all listening to this show also listen to Postcards from Pearl and already know about the fact that we are no longer going to be using Pokemon 5e for new recordings of the show, and that once this season is over, we will be switching over to a new game system, so I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, listen to Postcards from Pearl on Quest Company Jr. If you do know what I'm talking about, great. Update, I've made a lot of progress writing Monster Fight, our new game that we'll be playing for both series, and we are almost ready to start playtesting, which is very exciting. We will be keeping y'all in the loop and posting those playtest sessions and other updates and things over on Patreon. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's all for that. Just wanted to give a little brief update since this is our first episode back after our weird extended break thing. But now, for the regular announcements. I'd like to take a moment to tell you about our fabulous partner, Dice Envy. This week, check out the Desert Planet set. They feel very appropriate for our adventures here around Amanita Town, and they are super cool. They're a metal dice set that shifts from like red-orange to magenta and purple. They are very aesthetically pleasing. And if you're looking to add to your dice hoard, you can get 10% off of your purchase at Dice Envy by going to diceenvy.com/questco or by using promo code QuestCo at checkout. That's QUESTCO for 10% off of your entire order. If you're a fan of the Quest Company, please go over to our page on the Apple Podcast app or Podchaser or wherever you listen to your podcasts and leave us a rating and review. It's a huge help to us, and we read every review that comes in. Also, Podchaser is donating 25 cents to Meals on Wheels for every podcast and episode review posted during the month of April, and doubling the donation anytime a podcaster replies to the review. So leave us a review, we'll leave a response, and we'll do some good together. And if you really love what we do here at the Quest Company and you want to take that next step in supporting us, please consider becoming a Patreon subscriber. For as little as $2 a month, you can help us with necessary expenses, help us continue to improve the quality of the show, and get access to exclusive content and patron rewards. Huge shout out and thank you to our newest patrons, Justin and Patrick. Thank you so much for supporting the show and for contributing directly to the work that we're doing on and off mic. If you would also like to give us that support, you could do so at patreon.com/questcompanypodcast. You can find the link to the Patreon over on our website, questcompanypodcast.com. If you'd like to contact us, you could do so directly through our website or by finding us on Instagram and Twitter at The Quest Company. You can also come hang out with us in our Discord. If you need links to any of those things, go check out the website. It's all there. We know that word of mouth is the best way to get people listening to a new podcast, and that is especially true for independent shows like ours. So we would love to see you posting about the podcast and telling your friends about us using hashtag The Quest Company or hashtag Kinoko Origins. And if you have fan art of the podcast that you want to share, just make sure when you post it to tag us so that we can see it. Tagging us really is the best way to make sure we see the stuff you're posting and the best way to guide folks directly to us. I'd like to thank Joe Lightus for editing this episode, along with the amazing artists whose music is featured in it. Thank you to Braxton Burks and Materia Collective for the songs The Adventure Begins and Goldenrod City. Thank you to Dambo Dan for the song She Died Up There You Know. Thank you to Daniel Rand for the songs Moving Earth and War Machine. Thank you to Rock Owl for Trying Music. And thank you to TabletopAudio.com and Solar Flare for providing the ambient sounds. Additional sound design by DaVinci79. That's all for me, so let's get back to the action. Thank you for joining us here at the Quest Company.
And I walk into the street.
I don't have plot armor. I'm going to say that just in case you don't cut any of those. I don't actually believe I have plot armor. I just find it funny that the 12-year-old in Pokemon can't die.
Gosh.
Virgil, I'm glad to be doing this with you.
Me too. I feel like we're going about the right system.
Yeah,
Did that make sense what I said in there though?
completely. Like I this entire time I've been trying to think, why?
Right.
The big cats attacked us because that's what they do in the woods.
They were
to eat.
hunting.
Yeah.
But I feel like these guys are causing destruction and looking for something, right?
Yeah, and the
Do the
birds-
tracks look like they were looking for something? Like that they've been like working farther and farther in? Right? Has it been going towards her house almost?
What
I
you've
guess if they knew,
noticed-
they probably would have just gone for it.
I think that from what you've been told, they weren't making a beeline for her house.
Right.
But from what you heard from her story, it's like if they happen upon that stuff, nom 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 nom.
Right.
Outside of that, it has seemed like the pattern has been more of just a general sort of hunting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they do seem to have a taste for that particular treat. And she did have damage to her house. They had just not busted
They haven't
in.
gotten in. Okay.
And think about how many other people might just have one.
yeah.
You know,
If people are selling it as trinkets.
yeah. I mean, you see all that turquoise in there?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
It's a lot of turquoise in there.
It's a lot of turquoise. My aunt would have liked that place.
I'm gonna put Chev away and take out Arnie. I think
Nice.
as we bounce around, because
Very nice.
I find his physical presence helpful.
Are you actually putting Chev in a ball, or are you just sort of like he's just
yeah.
walking around? Okay, cool.
He's got a nut. I think I have to like.
No, Joe does the right thing.
I have to
he
sneak
actually
up
puts
on
his
him.
Pokemon away like you're supposed to.
Well, one of the first things Jake Wee's one of his first reactions was, "Oh my god, I can put him away."
He could leave. I couldn't remember like the degree to which you all Sealy your children.
Oh,
in the fact
yes.
of like
A
just
constant
being
companion.
out. But yeah.
I mean, I would like everybody to remember that entire conversation with her, there was a Slowpoke on my back in a backpack. So everything I said was also accompanied by a little pink snoot, just like...
Right. You know what it is? We walk
probably
around
asleep.
just followed by our terrible children, impinging on people's lives.
Yep. Welcome to D&D.
So as you all leave there, you did actually purchase, since she did not know what it was when she bought it, so you have gotten it for, I actually don't have like a market price for what the actual
But
sort of
probably
item
way
is.
less than it should have been.
Correct. Because she said, oh, it's got bad juju. Get it out.
Well, she thought it was a necklace.
Yeah, she thought it was just a necklace. But so for this particular instance, you have found yourselves with a medium shard. If you wanted to split it between the two of you, you could like, you know, just
Snap it in half and
snap
make
it in
it too
half and
small.
make it two smalls.
Oh, I was thinking bait.
I know. I was gonna. I mean, we could have. We're just in the middle of this conversation. Let's jump in the middle of it. I mean, we have two options, right? We could power up one Pokemon amongst our group,
Or two.
but like we could really maybe power up. Do we know how much a medium would give? Or is that like a use it, figure it out?
No, I mean, I'll tell you because it would be like in the item description.
Right. You know, up to you. I'm honestly
No,
feeling-
you bought it.
Well, you bought it too.
But
You
if
know-
you look at the ratio on the numbers, you spent way more on it than I did.
Well, I guess for all 500 it was worth. Regardless, I think we
But
got
we've
it.
only gotten these for free, so 500 is a lot for one.
True. I'm definitely down to superpower one Pokey or power up. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if we're talking
If
about
we were going to do that, though,
portioning
I would
out.
just want to know
right,
what the type is,
right.
so we don't power up something
wrong
that just
thing.
gets hurt.
I mean, normal like Chev is always a good bet in terms
Yeah.
of like he survived everything at some point, right?
It's true.
Every kind of thing. He does not like boxers though. We had an amateur boxer come into town and he just wrecked shop on Chev. It was really
Wait, the amateur boxer fought?
well. Chev was trying to
Chev?
steal his wallet.
Chev was also just feral at the time.
Okay.
Oh, dude,
All right.
you knew him before. Like
God?
he's been on his best behavior. What was that?
I'm not going to bring this one back.
Nope.
My eyes start bleeding. I melt like the guy in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
But I honestly, if we just take a stab in the dark, it's probably going to be better
But
than
we could also use it as bait, like you said.
what is more important because we know they're coming here anyway,
Yeah.
or at least they have been.
But like, also here's a thought.
yeah,
And then we talked about it off mic, but we're going to talk about it now on mic because this seems like a good segue to it.
yeah,
If we could pull one away from the other one and we both attack one,
yeah.
and then we meet back up to stop the other one. Do you know what I mean?
I take Chevy out, and I say,
Evie.
do you still have some of that rope?
Evie.
As an adventurer, I always have rope.
A plan has formed.
I had the same plan, but I'm glad I didn't have to suggest it because it's not my Pokemon.
Am I going to have to put in heist movie music now as you talk
Yes.
about your plan?
Montage. Jaques and Virgil holding Chev down and tying a little harness on him.
You should probably tie it lower on his back so that he can't, like, eat it.
That's true.
You probably need to put it somewhere he can't eat it. Or tell him that he can't eat it.
Do you want to know how much it gives?
We're not feeding it to him.
Yes, but I do want to know.
But yes, also.
A medium gives 6,000, which is enough to take someone from 1 to 5.
That is significant.
Shoot, dang. How fast is Chev?
Very.
We're tying Chev while we ask these questions, probably.
I think Chev is, like, into it.
Okay, cool,
I
good.
think if you
I'm
sort
glad.
of like explain the deal to him and it's like, hey, you're going to be messing with like these big nasties, Chev is like,
Evie.
Just gotta,
This sounds like it's got a high potential to be chaotic and go wrong.
Chev, you gotta evade. You gotta bob and weave like a
in.
boxer.
I'm in.
Uh,
in.
I'll kill this one, unlike I was able to not kill that boxer.
I'll burn. Yeah, right. I'll burn a telepathy. Not my anybody telepathy. My type 1 allows me to talk to my own Pokemon.
yeah, so y'all can talk for what, like a minute or something of just like, here's the deal.
Yeah, I think it's actually pretty significant, but it doesn't matter for much more than.
but is it like just feelings?
No, I think it's. I think you can. Like,
I don't know.
You gain the ability to target one of your own Pokemon with a telepathy spell once per day, ignoring components.
So what are you saying to Chev? What are you telling the Witcher that the plan is?
Okay, here's the plan.
Tell me about it.
Montage. Don't have to say the plan. We'll find out what it is on the moment.
I'm in.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do it. The question is, while we're tying him, do we think we have? What time is it? I know exactly.
What time is it right now?
Yeah.
I think that as you guys have been going about this,
It's my feet.
you're probably taking some extra time to like look at, more of the damage and everything, try to figure out the best place of this. So I'd say by the time you guys are like getting all your stuff together for this, it's probably close to like 10. It's getting later.
It's getting later.
Telepathy is a 24-hour duration.
So just for the day,
You can talk to your Pokemon.
you can just talk with Chev.
For the next 24 hours.
and it's
23 hours,
it's a
59
daily
minutes.
thing.
Yes.
Oh, so you can always talk to him.
Always talk to Chev.
That's awesome.
Looks like I'm just basically a human.
You have
party
Geralt's
member.
voice now.
Now this is just me.
We don't have to worry about Chev anymore.
No.
The question is, do we make Jonah voice Geralt, or do I have to pilot two characters?
I think anybody and everybody at this point.
That's the way.
Anybody can get a hand on the ball.
By committee.
We are all Chev.
So Chev
We are the
understands
Chev Collective.
the
Yes,
plan,
The hive mind of Chev.
but who knows what he'll actually choose to do in the moment.
He does, like, as you're tying him to this thing, he's like,
let me eat this candy.
Don't.
But I want it.
No, like super don't.
No, but I really want it.
But like we're gonna have to figure out like the best use at some point.
I think the best use is that I eat it.
But then you'll be super power leveled, and all like Virgil's people will be like, pew, little babies compared to you.
But I
And
hunger.
where's the fun of that, Chev?
You guys are staring deeply into each other's eyes for a long time.
We're just arguing strategy.
Okay.
Hey, straight up,
Yes.
I will get you 2 of these later if you don't eat this one now. That is a pact I will make with
Yes.
you, Chev.
Swear to me.
I swear.
Prick your finger right now.
I will. I will sign. He's
no,
not the
I'm
wretched
vetoing
beast.
this. I am vetoing this hardcore.
Chev and I, first of all, Chev
There
and I,
is one demon Pokemon. We cannot have that many.
well, no, he's gonna do a little bite in his paw.
It's
Okay,
we're
it's
blood
okay.
brothers.
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah,
Chev,
no.
Chev and I have been through it this last couple days, especially like the last year that we've been on the road. But these last couple days, it's like
Love it. Then I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Hey.
I was not okay with it when he was a Warlock patron.
No, he's not a warlock patron. This is more of like, this is the deal. You give me 2 of
Swear to
these.
me.
We're,
Swear to me.
we're battle brothers, Chev.
That's right.
While this is happening
Oh, yeah.
and they're drawing blood, I'm just giving Ellie belly rubs. Ellie belly rubs.
You know that the finger prick is a good deal because the alternative is that he scratches you.
Right. Hey,
Yes.
the light in me sees the darkness in you. and loves it.
Good. Because there's a lot.
I know. And in me, too. If only there was a word that would convey all of that, perhaps from the Sanskrit, which is a language in Kinoko, but it's an ancient pre-language. It's made out of Unon or whatever. Maybe, like, I can look at you and say, no mistake. Like, don't mistake me, but I see you, and you see me. No mistake.
No mistake.
No mistake. All right, I think we're good.
I'm ready to eat some bugs.
No mistake.
Okay. Here's my question.
Yeah.
She said some more of those candies were like, maybe like scattered around. They might not be big enough to use, but would you want to go look at that cart before? It's only 10. And it could open up some options, but I don't know how far away it is.
We'll just have to, maybe we'll ask like her.
Maybe we can ask a
the mayor.
random person on the way.
Oh yeah, it's me.
Is there one person who's basically not wearing their mask who's like I refuse to go in my house when these bugs are attacking.
I think that those people have specifically
We don't
died
want
eaten already.
We don't want
or
their
gone
info.
missing already.
That's okay. Yeah.
I don't believe in bugs.
Like, I did say that like a couple of people did take a little bit longer to get on board, and those people are not here in town at this point.
Don't worry, we'll find them in some.
Oh shoot!
format
I forgot to ask that question.
where they might be.
No. I was going to ask if there was anybody that had been injured and was still in town
Well, I think
to go look at the injuries.
We have specifically been asking like 4 witnesses and haven't found anybody.
Well, I didn't know if they arranged something.
Yeah.
Like they didn't see it, but they got like
sniped.
injured or you know what I mean? I don't know. It was a thought, and I forgot to do it. So that's fine.
I will say like if
It probably wouldn't have gone anywhere.
you're asking about like sniped or whatever, but like most of the stuff does seem to have been like a melee sort of thing. Like they come upon it,
But there was also fire.
but there was fire. So who knows?
Fire punch.
So, the cart was cleaned up.
Yes.
Does that mean it was moved into town?
I think that what probably happened is that whatever like usable scrap might have been there, Jalal's probably been using to like patch up houses and damage and stuff.
So we can assume that if anything was gathered from the debris and to be sorted at a later date, Jalal might have it.
Jalal might have it.
Okay.
I think that would be your best guess. Yeah.
Yo, Virgil,
Yeah,
Jalal might have it.
that's valid. It's super valid.
Do you want me to go through my train of thought to get there? or
No.
do we
I picking up what you're putting down. I'm inciting you super hard right now, and I totally get it. My question though is, if they thought it wasn't useful, wouldn't they have just? If it was just rocks, would they have just left it there?
She did specifically say that there were like tiny bits of like what looked like it might have been. She didn't like there weren't a bunch of like full size.
No, I know there's not
Yeah.
like giant, medium-sized things. I just was
the
like,
size of a coffee table.
we could go look at where it happened
I'm in.
versus like, I don't know.
Knock, knock. Hey, Elkie.
Yes.
We had a really long conversation right outside your house.
Yeah, I know. I heard most of it.
Sorry.
So you know that we might want to know where the wagon was roughly. If you could just put it on our map that we have.
Yeah, as she goes ahead and shows you that it's just like a little ways outside of the city.
Out of
over there on Route
curiosity, about
15.
how long would it take to get there? If you just had to guess.
I don't know, maybe like a half an hour if you were,
Okay.
Gotta go.
We gotta
If
go.
you're going fast, you know.
Yeah, no,
if
we
you're in
gotta
a
move.
rush.
We'll move.
Please do not observe the weirdly trussed up Evie.
I'm not gonna ask questions.
It's how we do our job, ma'am.
Let's go.
Hail and well met. Bye.
And well met.
Goodbye and well met.
No mistake.
Moving on. Moving quickly. Moving quickly
there.
towards.
No mistake.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course she's into it.
Yeah.
Did she throw turquoise at us?
She's like, yeah. She just makes it rain turquoise. No.
Wrenching it. Let's go.
And I think we move quick. Yeah.
You boys go. You find the spot where this cart was allegedly ransacked. You do see the sort of rocky outcropping that she mentioned where it might have been ambushed from. Go ahead and make survival or investigation or whatever you're trying to do.
Investigation, please, for me.
Yeah. I assume because you're looking specifically to see if there's like any of these. Like,
Well,
crystal
but
things.
even like I would, yes, that is priority number 1. But also, again, like means of attack. You know what I mean? Like what happened here?
Yeah.
Survival.
And if there's stuff that got kicked into the dirt that they didn't find.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Do I have
rolling like hot garbage.
do I have any Pokemon that
Just
help
saving
with
the good ones.
investigation? I don't think so.
2 + 8. 10.
10.
Bad.
Not great.
That's 20
20.
on the nose.
10. It is hard for you. I think that maybe you look to see like if the whatever sort of pack creature that might have been pulling the cart, like whether it got away or, something happened to it there or anything like that. At this point, it is hard to actually find any sort of tracks or anything because there has been more traffic on the road and just the sand and the winds. It has been hard to actually, it couldn't maintain a sort of, what tracks might have been there or anything like that. It seems like they've been sort of breezed over at this point.
Right.
So you're unable to find anything really with that.
I think Ellie's probably helping me dig around.
Yeah, I think that digging around, if you got a 20, I think you find like 2 extra small ones.
Ooh.
200 experience.
Ellie is so close to being level 5 where the moves set will jump.
Yeah.
She's 4 and 700 away.
You find some tiny, almost just granules, just the remains of almost if one was shattered or munched on, the crumblings, essentially.
If I hadn't rolled hot Garbo, we'd be able to pop Ellie up.
No, it's all good. I don't think she would do too hot in this fight.
But with the 20, you find 2 extra small ones.
Okay.
Amongst the other crumblies.
I for sure give one to Jaques.
Oh, no, please hang on to that.
I'm doing it.
I got no...
You already have it. I put it in your inventory.
Thank you.
It'll take one from level 1 to level 2.
Right, great. Ooh, I could use that, absolutely, thank you.
So there's nothing here. It's all been stripped. There's not even the carcass of the wagon or whatever.
Right, because the wagon, the remains of it were moved into town and then it was kind of just disassembled, used for scrap because they needed it.
Yeah. Looks like we, actually, is that rock formation here?
Yeah, the rock formation's here.
Jaques, becomes aware of it and is oh.
Yeah. I was thinking about that too.
So...
We have about an hour.
Let's go back to town.
Well, we could also maybe maybe stop them before they get to town. I mean, we're kind of exposed, but we have an hour to maybe camouflage.
Without Pandora?
Yeah, no, yeah. Let's go back to town. I agree.
I'm with you, man.
Nope,
I think
I'm already on my way. You said without Pandora, and I said she's the meanest thing I know.
All right, back to town.
Were you boys checking out the rock formation at all, or just see it and then be like, okay.
I will give it a look. I'm not going to go up near it though.
You're not going up near it?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. You just look at it then, and it seems like it is a...
Can I make a perception check about it?
Sure.
Ellie is out.
But you're specifically not going on or super close to.
I just want to make a perception check.
Does it merit further investigation?
I rolled 17 plus something. Plus 2, 19.
19? Yeah, it's on the south side of the road, sort of between the road and just the desert, really. And you can see pretty far into the desert in the starlight and the moonlight tonight. It's kind of hard to see, too much on the horizon. You see some cacti and things. But you note that the rock formation is such that it could be easily sort of walked/climbed up. It's not just a straight walk up there. There'd be a little bit of climbing, but it could be gotten on top of fairly easy. And there's some rocky outcroppings and stuff coming off of it that are large enough for at least a human-sized sort of creature to have some sort of cover.
I think there is some examination to be done when we're not alone under threat of beasts at almost midnight.
Yeah, I also think we probably need to go to that mine that was mentioned with Chaga Town.
Absolutely. For one thing, I made a pact with my blood brother.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
You just hear,
Evie.
I gave Ellie belly rubs. Ellie belly.
she was loving it.
I know she was. He's so good.
He's so good.
I just wish I could talk to her.
Yeah,
okay.
Ranging on back to town, I
I'll
suppose.
pick up the spell at some point.
Nice. So by the time you all head back into town, I think it's 11:30 almost. If it was about 10 and you took the time to go out there,
we have 30 minutes till the witching hour, the narrative hour of 12.
Is there anything in the way, any debris that might be
You know what I think
bad
we
for
should-
us and good for them?
I think you know what we should do?
What?
I think we should tell Pandora the stuff we know
Yes.
so that she is also informed.
Yes.
I don't know that she needs it, but maybe she'll be oh, these things have been killing humans and pack animals. Maybe I should be more on my toes to help.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then also, if there's Ellie, sneezies, it's dusty. If there's a 2-story house,
Yeah.
where we could just get a little bit of a height advantage, where we could see things coming, we need to figure out where Chev is gonna be.
I've seen him evade.
And do we know which one we want to try and get him to
If we
draw?
If we can keep the ground one off of us, I think we'll be good.
The one on the ground? Because I'm worried the one that's flying is faster.
Yeah.
So if we can maybe get its attention.
Yeah. You said the ground one was bigger, right?
Right.
Perfect for
much
Chev
bigger.
to dive and...
Here's what I think, right? And roll with me.
Yeah.
Do you still have your, I would know the Hoot Hoot's name, but
Elaine.
Elaine. Do you still have Elaine?
Yeah.
Okay. Depending on which of us can get the drop first,
Yeah.
if we try and put the flying one to sleep
Yes.
while Chev runs, I mean, you're probably going to have to tell Chev what to do.
Oh.
Chev will have to be like...
Yeah, he will have to be
Commanded?
probably.
he'll be my primary?
Well, here's my question.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
If
Yeah.
Chev is going to fight thing at all, then he's primary. If you...
I don't think his entire thing is distraction.
Okay, his
Chase
whole thing
sequence.
is he's just going to be bait.
While we are...
But will that
soloing.
mean that he can't use moves like baby doll eyes and stuff like that?
So, if
Yeah.
Chev is not going to be in a combat... Like, if he's purely there to be bait and run, you can't command him to use any moves.
I viewed it as we're taking Chevy off the leash.
Yeah, Chev's
we
off the
are.
leash
He
and-
is an independent entity.
Okay, cool. I wanted to understand how that mechanic
I
think
not
works.
commanding him. I think I am essentially releasing my summoned creature.
But he can maybe use his moves if he wants to use them.
It is entirely
Yeah.
Jonah's
Go ahead and
purview.
send me Chev's character stuff.
Absolutely.
Because you've got the most updated version. So I will essentially...
I love this so much.
It's so dangerous, and I'm so excited.
I love that we ended up going with the bait plan.
And I didn't expect Chev to be the one.
But I didn't expect to get the experience thing. Like
the candy.
that was really what made it like like it was gonna be Chud. I was gonna put this big pink pot roast out in the middle of the field and just be like, there he is, boys.
Slow cooked to perfection.
Come and get him. I heard the tail's tasty.
Luau!
I know, I wanted it. Andrew am trying to decide do I play it safe or do I get greedy? which is my constant state when it comes to games like this.
Yeah, we'll feel it out.
No, I'm gonna have to make that decision real soon. Actually, my dude, it's whether I'll tell you, it's whether or not I put my Nidoran in for whatever this is gonna be because frankly, it's only level 2, but it's got a good amount of resistances to it's resistant against bug, grass, fairy, fighting, and poison. And its only vulnerabilities are ground and psychic. So ground is the big
issue.
one, but there's that's
Yeah.
they might both be ground. One might be ground. Neither might be ground. I don't know. You know.
Is ground flying possible? Because that's what I'm picking up from this. Like, that's my intuition, but I don't know if that's even possible.
I don't know. It's Pokemon. I would assume it's plausible.
Yeah.
I would assume if we're in Gen 3 or 4,
Yeah.
right, and we're trying to figure out how to make a Pokemon interesting.
Right. Then
Ground flying is a terrifying aspect.
for sure. I'm ready to roll.
I don't trust Beldum in this fight.
Yeah, I'm still pretty worried about
I mean, it's a good amount of hit points, but it's one move, and
and if there's fire,
he's vulnerable to dark, fire, and ground.
This is not
Which,
a Beldum.
I'm just a feared. It's also immune to ghost, but neither of these seem ghost.
Just to remind myself, I'm going to move Chev to PC just so I don't have him.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Which is a terrifying prospect, honestly.
Oh god.
Of Chev Unleashed.
Well, that and that I don't have him.
Yeah.
I don't have my blood brother because he's doing his
But
dark
he's
deeds.
in the area, so I feel like you could switch to him.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Well,
is that a plausible thing if you're close enough?
You could he's still a member of your party, so if you decided to swap out to him essentially to make him your active Pokemon so that
him
he
in.
was back under your command
Yeah,
specifically.
we can turn on the second one real fast.
Hope so.
Potentially, if we can keep it at bay long enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think my game plan, Joe.
Yes.
This is Virgil talking to Jayquees and Andrew talking to Joe. My game plan is to start with Chud. Ellie, I know you want to get in there, but you probably will when Chud dies. Not in character. Hey buddy, on my backpack. I think Chud's gonna try and get it to sleep.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna stay at a distance with him and shoot water,
Got it.
and hopefully that will do something.
Got it.
Yeah,
So I don't need to lead with Alain.
it's up to you.
I think I have an idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I mean, it will have they'll both have a round probably with your boy.
I think we'll be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're trying to focus on the one that flies, right?
Yeah. Hey, Pandora.
Yeah.
We tell her everything.
You go info dump.
The tavern keeper, what was their name again?
Datura?
Datura, thank you. Because you said that it's kind of like adobe housing, is there like a second level like terrace that's like outside? Like that's what I'm imagining, like bound construction.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
adobe.
Where it's like,
You're asking this about the tavern specifically?
if any of the buildings in town have it that are near where these guys enter.
So Datura gives you
I
the
need a
heads up.
sniping position.
Yeah. Datura gives you the heads up. They say, so the tavern here is really only a half level above ground, and then we kind of go into the ground.
Okay.
But if you're looking for a tall building, town hall would be the tallest building.
Yeah.
Okay, so like right in the square.
Right there in the
Is
square.
there a bell tower as well? Is it going to ring when it hits 12? And while I make these comments, I'm going to, if there's time, I'm going to move Beldum. I'm going to transport Beldum and pull in Nidoran.
Okay.
Like Back to the Future. This is going to be cool.
Hey, Pandora.
I love that play.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor?
What's up?
Can
What do
we
you
get
need?
as much light as possible?
As much light as possible?
Like torches, wall sconces?
Just fire from a big scary fire dog.
If you're looking for light, we can light up the town. We can
Yeah.
get torches. We
I
can
just
do whatever.
want to be able to see.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you.
Easy. I mean, this is your mission.
Okay.
You guys are taking the reins on this.
Yep. Uh-huh.
That's all I need.
Everything that you're saying, this plan, I like it.
Yeah.
I will provide support however you need me to.
Okay.
Light would be excellent.
Just
Will do.
a lot of light. And maybe if one of us starts dying, don't let us.
Right. Is there anywhere in particular that you need it or want it?
Probably around town hall.
The Central Plaza.
Central Plaza?
Yeah, just a lot of like don't burn the town down, but
Well, no,
like
I'll just
No, I
gather whatever
figured.
spare what I can, and we'll.
I get very
some
nervous
torches.
in front of you.
I know. We'll take care of that for you.
No mistake.
You're a strong lady, and that's Andrew's aesthetic.
No mistake.
No mistake. And I get Nidoran. Weep.
You go to prepare your ambush of these awful beasts,
This is a showdown, baby.
Level 2.
and that's where we'll end this episode.